Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. Buenas tardes a todos. I'd like to start out with some interesting facts and figures this evening. There are about 50 million students expected to attend public elementary and secondary schools this fall. They'll be taught by some 3.1 million school teachers from pre-kindergarten through high school, with an average student-teacher ratio of about 16 students to each teacher. Around 249,000 teachers this year are new hires. In fiscal year 2015, the Arizona ratio was 18.6 students per teacher, 2.5 students higher than the national average. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, we have way more than 18 kids in our classrooms, and of course you'd be right. Those ratios include all the specialists working with students that supplement the homerooms. These are not just all the art, music, technology, PE, and band teachers, but all of the teachers providing special small group services for students in speech, self-contained language development, and specific supplemental programs tailored to meet students' needs. It also includes specialists assigned to help teachers with facilitation of student and instructional support. That ends up being about 30% of teachers. So when you divide that ratio by 70%, you end up with an average of about 25 students in a classroom here in Littleton. That's better than the state of Arizona and our peer group averages. A recent survey of Arizona school districts by State Personnel Association found that about 25% of teacher positions in the state remained unfilled for 4 weeks into the school year. Many are still unfilled. Another 22% of those teachers that are placed in alternative criteria. That means that they have something other than a standard certificate. They also found that 465 teachers abandoned or resigned before the end of the first month of this school year. These statistics demonstrate the importance of funding for public education. A recent editorial in the New York Times noted in many cases the wounds to school budgets from recessionary cutbacks are still large, leaving schools with more students and less money. Data from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities shows that over the last year, 25 states are still spending less per student than before the recession, and the cuts in 7 states exceeded 10%. States like Kansas and Arizona have not moved to address this shortfall. I think people thought that Prop 123 was going to address a lot of that. It restored 18% of the cuts to our operational fund. That leaves 82% to go. And the capital funds have been cut by 85%. None of that's been restored. Despite the increase where both parents in a family are working, 51% of Arizona children live in low-income households, 26% live in poverty, and the annual median income for families with children dropped by $7,200, according to Children's Action Alliance and Arizona Kids Counts data book. In conditions that promote successful academic achievement, Arizona ranks 44th. Our staff members continue to work hard to raise student achievement with the resources we do have. Our staff attended professional development sessions related to their job duties during our all-staff professional development day at the beginning of the month. There were multiple highlights related to this year's day, and they include continual gradual release of responsibility for certified staff, drug awareness for classified staff, and leadership development. Through the gradual release responsibilities training, our district is establishing a common language for high-quality, effective instruction. We also have some great things happening around our schools. The Littleton Garden Initiative will include Southwest Food Service gardens at each campus and in the bistro. The gardens provide opportunities for learning on gardening, recycling, trash reduction, and the impact of the carbon footprint. Linking learning to life begins at home. Tres Rios Service Academy has begun a partnership with the Tres Rios Wetlands Project, taking on the service challenge with a neighborhood right in their own backyard. At Estrella Vista, the STEM ASU American Dream Academy has been implemented this year. Parent orientation hosted instructors from ASU, and it was a great success. Through this program, families gain the tools and confidence to join forces with schools and communities to make sure that their children have successful academic careers and prepare for the university experience. Quinton Elementary School was selected to host the Arizona Cardinals Kids Camp for 100 of their students. This camp will be held in November and will engage students in a variety of drills to teach football-related skills in a non-contact environment. The program focuses on teamwork and doing your personal best while enforcing the importance of education and physical activity. The event will be hosted by a Cardinal player as well as the team mascot, Big Red. Another prominent sports team, the Arizona Coyotes hockey team, has a program at Collier Elementary where they'll encourage kids to read. Teachers and students will set reading goals, and the minutes are recorded in a log each month. The winners earn prizes and visits from Howler, the mascot of the Coyotes, and the top students earn free tickets to Coyote games. We're going to be talking about school buses again tonight, and people need to know that they are important, according to the National Safety Council, because they are the safest way for students to get to and from school. Riding the bus is 13 times safer than riding in a family vehicle and 10 times safer than walking. Our transportation team continues to strive to meet the needs of the district, its students, and families, and I want to point out that several of our older students have stepped up and assisted our drivers with their bus routes. Our drivers really are appreciative of the support they've received from our community. The basketball season is off to a great start, and we have 7 schools with both boys and girls teams, and they're competing at a very high level. Our coaches are doing a terrific job in devoting their time to allow the athletes to have as much fun as possible. If you like baseball, or if you like basketball, well, baseball's later, you can like that later. If you like basketball, then come see a game soon. In closing, I'd like to express our appreciation to the numerous school supplies donations received last month from the generous individuals such as Erica Ortega with America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses, Chris Paul with community member who brought 2 large donations of school supplies in spite of not having any kids of her own in the district. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman. Okay, moving on to our next thing. I just realized I skipped board member statements. Did